Okay, so now here Tal goes for knight to h4. He wants to bring his queen to f3, targeting this weak f7 square. And yeah, so here black decides to play g5, which is a mistake which allows white to play queen to h5. Instead of this, here black must consider the move knight to a5, trying to attack this bishop. Since this f7 square is attacked, that's why black decides to defend this with this rook by rook to h7. And after this, Tal decides to capture on g5, taking benefit of this pinned pawn. Yeah, so now it's important for black to centralize this knight to e5, but instead he made a mistake again by just taking on c3. Because you can see that after knight takes c3, here Tal develops his knight very easily. And yeah, so here black decides to bring back his knight to g8, targeting this bishop, but it's better to just give a check from his knight by knight to d3. Yeah, so and in this position, Tal shocks everyone by sacrificing his knight, and obviously you can't capture this knight due to queen takes g6 threat and black has to lose his rook. So that's why bishop to d6. And here Tal finds another beautiful sacrifice, bishop takes f7. And yeah, after king takes f7, now here black can so now here white is threatening to take on e5 with a discovered check and continues the game, but instead he decides to bring his another knight into the game, by just simply knight to d5, which creates more pressure towards the black position. And in this position, Tal simply castled, bringing his rook into this game. And obviously you can't capture this knight because then white will simply play queen to g6 check with a check and grab this rook. And here I just want you all to pause the video and try to guess the next move played by Tal. And the most important thing that here you can't capture this h6 pawn because then this position will become equal. This is because after suppose king to f7, queen to h7 check, king to f8, queen to h8 check, king to f7, queen to h7 check, king to f8, and you can see that white can give only multiple checks and can't do too much here because you can see that after these multiple checks, here this position will become completely equal. Okay, so in the actual game, after the move rook takes d7, here instead of this move, here Tal finds the great move which is e5 check. What an amazing move, sacrificing a pawn. This is because suppose if takes, then after Tal captured on h6 with a check, and after king moves, and instead of giving a check again, here white can play this amazing move, rook at a goes to e1, pinning this bishop, and now it's better for black to make a battery of this rook so that it can go suppose if this so black can actually place his rook to this second rank and create some counterplay, but Instead, he made a blunder by rook to d5. Here, black is defending this bishop, but he forgets that now Tal gives a check from the h7 square, and after suppose king to so here if king to f8, then white will simply play f6 with the idea of g7 mate. So that's why here black decides to just move his king to f6. Okay, rook to e4 by Tal. He wants to bring his rook to g4 square, and you can see the threat. And obviously black can't go to e5 square due to the threat of queen to e6 mate. So that's why he goes for and in this position Martner resigned. This is your host Bison signing off. Bye bye.